Hi, Ian Foster here from beawinningtrader.com, and this is my market analysis on some of the instruments that I trade, namely two or three of the Forex instruments, and a couple of the major indices for the week commencing the 23rd of October 2023. So I'm first going to look at the pound yen, and again I'm going to start off by looking at the weekly time frame charts. And what I see in the pound yen is the last week, not the week just past, the week 2 weeks past, we had a very bearish close last week, and we just took that low out and satisfied our price action objectives. So we did, and the price action objective that needed to be satisfied was that of taking out a low of 181.25. And last week, that's just closed, we went to 181.08. Now that 181.08 is turned out to be the low, and it also means that on the close on Friday, although it's a low range bar, so a low volatility bar, but it is a bullish bar, and therefore based on that I'm expecting this market to break the high of last week, which is a high of 182.81 to the upside. It closed at 182.26 on Friday evening past. Now if we flick over to the daily chart, you can also see that we have a bullish bar on Thursday. We traded inside that bar on Friday, so we did. So the only time that bullish bar would fail would be if that low was broken to the downside before this high. And the reason I say it's a bullish bar is because that close, although a lower high and a lower low, that close is a higher close than it's a close that is closer to the high, I should say, than it is to the low. And therefore that means that based on probabilities, and probabilities all that we can as a trader go by, is that it should take the high out to the upside. Now, how much how much positive positiveness there is going to be, I should say, the positiveness that there is going to be in the pound yen, I am not too sure. But again, we have to trade what we see. And again, I will be initially looking for the market to rally. So I will certainly head north. If we go into the 1 hour chart, we can see that it's just started to turn blue. Okay. So if we then move on to the euro dollar, last week, again, a weekly chart, you can see that last week we had a bullish bar, but we're trading inside the previous week's very bearish bar. Now, the only time that bearish bar will fail is if we break that high of 106.39 up to the upside. Now, we did close at 105.94, and you would automatically think, looking at that and looking at the daily chart here, where we've got a bullish bar on Thursday and an inside bar, a very low range day on Friday, that there's a higher probability of that market breaking to the upside. And that is something that I would agree with. But I'm just a little bit aware that if it does go up, that I know that it does need to break 106. 39.9, in other words 106.40 to the upside. So that is the key area for me on the euro dollar. But again, that was our last confirmed low on a weekly chart. We've made a lower confirmed low. So therefore, technically speaking, if you're trading and using the bigger platform, the bigger time frame platforms, I should say, then you're knowing that any rally that ensues at the minute is actually probably going to create an opportunity from which we're going to make a lower high than this high, which would mean that we're going to make probably a lower low than this low going forward. But again, from an immediate intraday and an interweek basis, I will be keeping an eye on that 106.40. In fact, I will be a little bit wary of taking a long trade. Anything below 106.40, I will be very wary of taking a long trade on this market. If I go to the pound dollar, you can see that if we go to the weekly chart, we had a very low range week last week, a very indecisive week. Now, when you get low range, low volatility days, low volatility weeks, that is telling you that a market is it's indecisive. And therefore, it's either doing one of two things. It's either taking a breather from the previous direction that it was trending in, or else it is preparing itself to change trend direction. And again, the only way that we as traders can determine what it's going to do when you have low volatility days or low volatility weeks is the direction from which it breaks out of that high, or out of that low. So therefore, always keep an eye. So come the beginning of, if we go back to the daily chart, if we're taking a look at this bullish bar from Thursday and Friday, which is an inside bar, we're wondering and keeping a very close eye on the break of the highs or the lows of this particular bar. And then what we're looking to do, if it breaks up through the high, we're obviously looking to take buy signals on an intraday basis or an intra-week basis. If we go look at the dollar yen, you can see that it's slightly different, folk, because we had a very bullish weekly bar for about 3 weeks past, and this last 2 weeks we've been trading inside this bullish weekly bar. Now, we know that from an intraday or an intra-week basis, when you take a look at this, that we went pretty sideways. Yes, we've got blue bars and we've got green bars and blue bars and just green bars into the last couple of hours of Friday evening. But again, looking at the bigger picture, which is what we all have to do, we can see that we've been trading inside this large range of bullish daily bar, and that equates into the weekly bullish bar, and therefore I would be looking certainly for the dollar yen to be giving me buy signals. That's what I would prefer to be long, and the reason I would like to be long, because if I get long trades on an intraday basis, it means that there's a greater probability for me to be able to stay with those trades, and that means that I'm not in and out of the market like a yo-yo. Because remember, the biggest risk we take on is when we enter a new trade. Okay, once that trade is on placed and that trade starts gathering a little bit of momentum, then it's down to us managing that trade. But the initial risk is where we are most vulnerable to losing money. Okay, so if we take a look now, and I'm going to look at the S&P 500. And you can see how weak the indices are, folk. And again, there's a telling tale. When you've got markets that one day are creating buy signals and bullish signs, and the next day they're creating bearish signals, the next day they're going back into bullish mode, you know that something's going to happen. Now, that's a dangerous market to trade, and this is why I always tell everybody, all of my students, I always tell them that, if you're trading on an intraday basis and you're getting that kind of movement, don't keep trading. Okay, it's not your methodology. It is very much down to the market moves on that particular day, because sideways moving days, or the times, or sideways moving weeks, or certainly the weeks that you will lose money, or the days that you will lose money, or the hours that you will lose money, depending on the time frame from which you're trading from, once a market starts going sideways. But I have to say that, to finish my statement, that when a market is going up and down, 1 minute up, 1 minute down, the next and back up again, that is a sign of something big is going to happen. And very much we've had a sign of that, folk, on the market selling off on Friday and even prior to Friday. And you can see this is reflected on this very bearish weekly bar on the S&P 500, because we had a bar here that was just slightly to the low, below the mean. And that would have indicated, folk, to us that we had a greater probability of taking that low out in comparison to the high. Okay, yes, with a higher high and a higher low, but we had a close that was closer to the low than it was to the high. And the power of having that knowledge, when we have a high of 43.98, and we know that it shouldn't technically break that, and then we get last week where it went up to a high of 43.94. Now, within 4 S&P pips, or points rather, of taking out the previous week's high, and therefore negating the bearish weekly bar. And what has happened? That market went up to 43.94 in the cash market, and again has reversed. Now we've closed at 42.20, folk. We're closing at very lows. There could be an early bounce at the beginning of the week, but my bigger view at this particular time and over the weekend here will be certainly to sell any rallies. That is what I will be intending to do. Now, if the market, you have to be flexible, as I've said very clearly last week on my Discord channel, we need flexibility. Because if we're rigid and we're saying this is exactly what we're going to do, then, folk, certainly over this last period of time, you would be very much not succeeding in trading. Okay, so we have to be flexible and therefore trade what we see. But what I see at the minute is nothing but bearishness. But because it's closing at very lows, quite often when you see that, as I've said before, you'll get perhaps a bounce. But let's just see where this market goes. But it certainly would be, for me, any rallies at this minute in time would be shorting opportunities. And the exact same thing there I said on the FTSE 100. Here's the FTSE 100, a weekly chart again. Look, it's an outside weekly vertical bar to the downside. What do I mean by that? Well, it made a higher high last week. Again, it was a bullish weekly bar, so therefore it did achieve its weekly price action objective and come down and made a lower low. So again, any retracement on the FTSE, on early weekly trading, early Monday trading, even if it's bullish on Monday, I will be looking to take up, I will be using that as opportunities from which to short this market again. That is what I would be doing. Of course, we're aware of the support down here in the FTSE, and that supports 74 down there, 74, 72.28 in there, those lows there again, 72.14. So around that 20 level, that 72.10, 72.30 level, that is a key level in there. If I just draw that in round here, okay, that is a key level. But again, I would be looking for that market to certainly head there at the very least, if not break those lows. So in other words, I'm bearish. Now, if we take a look at the Dow, and we take a look at the Dow on the weekly chart, also you can see very, very, very similar price action pattern to that of the FTSE on a weekly chart. An outside weekly vertical bar to the downside where it made a higher high last week, and again it did achieve its price action objective because although the S&P had a bearish weekly bar, the Dow, the US 30, had a bullish weekly bar and it achieved its price action objectives and has come down and closed in the very lows. But just because it's closed on its very, very lows, that often can indicate an immediate bounce. And if it does immediately bounce northwards, I will gain, as I with all the other indices, I will be certainly using that as opportunities from which to sell the market. So let us take a look at gold and see where we are with gold now. You can see with gold here that, again, on the weekly chart, we have a very bullish weekly bar. Now, that started off from 3 weeks past. So the power of just being able to understand how to analyze correctly a single vertical price action trading bar is so important because this all started off with a bullish bar. Why do I say a bullish bar? Because the close here was closer to the high than it was to the low. That market went up, and last week was the same again. What did I say? It closed in the very highs. Therefore, any retracement which it did make into that previous bullish weekly bar was opportunities from which to buy. And again, you can see it retraced into that. And we're now bullish again. It's broke up through these previous highs. If I just draw a horizontal line across here, it has closed just slightly below them, but still, based on this here, because there's a close that's closer to the high than it is to the low, I would be using that as an opportunity from which to buy this market. Now, a little bit of contradiction is that we've got a daily price bar on Friday. You can see this bullish move where it just closed closer to the low than it did to the high. So that would indicate perhaps we're going to have initial weakness on the gold market prior to that market, perhaps then going up and achieving its weekly price action objective. So again, as I've said, based on the weekly chart, any intraday or intra-week bearish movements, I will be using as opportunities from which to try and get long based on a higher confirmed trading pattern, price action, vertical bar, low, whatever you want to call it. And again, as we can see in there, this is where that market took off previously. And you can see areas of resistance now should at the very worst become areas of support. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on that there. I wouldn't want this market to trace any lower than 1948. And if we go to the weekly chart, you can see that last week's bullish weekly bar low was way down at 1908. So even if it goes down to 1945, 46, or just above the 48 level, as I've said, that would be a sign. That would be a great area. So in round here is the areas from which to look at. round anywhere above or in around this 1948, 1945 level. Let it go into this range. I don't mind that. It's going to make a higher low than the low down here anyway. And if we get a higher confirmed low, that is going to just be the sweet spot to go long gold. So just to finish off looking at crude oil, folk, you can see here that we have a very bearish weekly bar again from 3 weeks past. Last week and the week before, we traded inside this bearish bar. So again, it gives us a great area from which to determine where we really want to go with crude oil. At this minute in time, I am looking for crude oil to take the lows of that bar of 3 weeks past. So in other words, 81.70 down to the downside. It doesn't look very likely at this minute in time, but again, this is knowing the power of price action, because if there are long trades, in other words, if it looks bullish, we know that the hurdle that it needs to cross is that hurdle of 92.14. It closed at 89.48. So it did, and depending on whether you're trading the cash markets or the futures market, the prices might be slightly different, folk. But if you put on your weekly charts, you will see the exact same price patterns as I'm here, as you can see here rather. And again, there is the area there that I'm looking for it to break. If it breaks up through that level there, then technically speaking, sorry, it's not a great line, but if it breaks up through that line there, that horizontal line, then any retracement above that would be where I would be looking for the market to actually give me buy signals. So again, yes, if we take a look at the daily chart, you can see that we've got a bearish daily bar on Friday, very outside vertical bar on Thursday. It's come down and give us a close on Friday, so therefore I can see initial weakness in crude oil. And again, that perhaps would excite me more than a long trade. Any long trade below those highs there of 80, 92.14, a short trade would excite me more, because it may mean that this market may start heading south and going and achieving its price action objectives that were indicated 3 weeks past. So again, initial weakness for the crude oil market, like crude oil. So just to conclude, folk, I am probably looking initially at the pound yen to take buy signals. I'm looking for the initial perhaps buy signals, but how strong the sterling is going to be, I'm not just overly sure, because pound sterling, pound dollar, in other words, cable is just slightly different, as we've already discussed. So as in here, but again, we've got pretty neutral bars on the daily time frame, and therefore we have to look out at the wider picture, and that would indicate that, a low volatility bar, as I've said, maybe to break to the upside. So for the likes of the pound yen, pound dollar, I will be very much looking at how the market is trading on an intraday basis at the beginning of trading. But if I look at the 1 hour chart, I can see blue bars forming on the pound dollar, and again the same thing I think on the pound yen. It is blue bars. It's been going. That's the dollar yen. Apologize. Pound yen. We have got again blue bars also forming. So that's a sign of strength in the pound dollar and the pound yen. But again, how strong they're going to be. Remember what I said. Be flexible. Do not be rigid. But again, I have to be very aware of the euro dollar here, the highs of 106.39.9, in other words, 106.40. That is the area that needs to break for a real bout of buying pressure coming into that and giving me confidence to go long. So anything underneath 106.40, I will be looking to sell. Look, I hope this helps you. Remember, if you want to learn more, it is go to beawinningtrader.com. And you will certainly be able to see, sign up, and you will be able to see a condensed version of my masterclass. If you go beawinningtrader.com/masterclass, sign up in there, watch a condensed version. You'll see how we trade the markets, how we analyze the markets, how we use our software to create signals that really and truly are probably second to none. But thank you very much, and all the very best for your trading week ahead.